Last week I saw the film Downsizing. I wanted to talk about it because it was a wholly unique experience than any of the other films that I saw last year. Not in a good way. In fact, it was one of the two worst films that I saw last year, even though I saw it this year, but strictly speaking, it came out last year. Now, some people saw this film and they thought, wow, that's really bad. And other people came out and thought, wow, that was really bad. I thought it was really bad. But why, you asked? Why did I think it was this phenomenally awful? Well, because it's just a completely pointless movie where absolutely nothing with any semblance of importance occurs. That's the long and short of it. It has no consistent plot. It's literally just Matt Damon, I think it is. Yeah. Just doing things. Just he goes from one situation to the other. There's barely any script. I wouldn't be surprised if they just filmed Matt Damon on set and just edited it together and said, yeah, I'll do. Release that. It's a almost 2-hour long movie. Without the unique selling point of this movie, without the USP, which is the shrinking thing, the actual downsizing procedure, this film is literally nothing. If you take out the whole idea of this downsizing procedure, it's just about Matt Damon moving house, and then he goes on a boat ride and meets a couple new people, because that's what happens when you move to a new place. And the film might as well not even have its USP, the whole shrinking thing, because after they shrink down Matt Damon, literally, I'm not kidding here, only one time in the entire movie do we ever see the big people world again, and that's in a scene that's in all the adverts with Matt Damon signing like divorce papers or something. And the guy's like, sign it as big as you can, please. And you never see the big world again. So what's the point of having the difference? Because you barely ever see anything that feels really small. You see like the occasional thing like a flower, which is big. Or they go into like a rundown apartment building and it's clearly like just a box. But that's it. There are very few times when the whole shrinking thing actually it doesn't play into the story at all, besides the beginning. And speaking of the beginning, the sort of setup of the film is him and his wife, Matt Damon and his wife, decide to do this downsizing procedure because they think it'll get them. They're not like down in the dumps or anything. They just do it because, it's probably a good idea. No different to thinking, we should probably move, change of scenery. We probably also they'll get like $12 million or something. Who cares? But they do it, and then Christian Wiig, it turns out, was just like, oh no, I changed my mind, and just let Matt Damon go through with it anyway. And you think that would be sort of the setup for the plot, and the rest of the plot's about Matt Damon trying to come to terms with this, or Christian Wiig trying to come to terms with it, but it's not. In fact, after the phone call where she says, "Sorry, pal," we never see Christian Wiig again in the entire movie. Not even for a second. At least not when I saw it. What's the point of having her in a movie if you're not going to use her? And this is an idea. The reason I went to see the film, I wasn't going to see the film. I was going to wait until it came out, DVD or something. I'd rent it. But I thought it was just such a crazy idea, shrinking people down. That how could they possibly make it boring? But they did. It's really one of the most boring films that I saw from last year. with Mother, the other one's Mother, with crazy ideas that they just make phenomenally boring somehow. But they somehow did it. Visually, the film's alright. Uninteresting. There's no crazy cool directing or anything with the small people and big people, because we never see the big people and the small people with each other past the 25-minute mark. And I think this is because they had real trouble getting the small people. They never look truly natural in the environments they're placed in. And I'll put somewhere on the screen over here. I'll put it over here. I've done a thing before. Here's a quick clip of me on a green screen dancing, and I look really tiny. Take out the edges. You can't see the edges of the green screen in Downsizing, because this took me like 10 minutes. Take out the edges, and that's about the quality of the green screening and Downsizing. And maybe it was just me. I'm very picky. I'm not famously. Well, people who know me know that I'm very picky with green screens and visual effects in general. But Downsizing wasn't a good movie, and you shouldn't watch it because it wasn't very good. And it was clearly, I just felt like the people who made it clearly didn't care very much for it. It was clearly a great idea that was pitched half-heartedly. Just, what if there was a crazy thing where people shut down? And then it got greenlit, and they were like, oh, okay. And then they just said, let's come up with a bunch of ideas for plots. Oh, well, he gets shrunk, and then his wife doesn't get shrunk. Oh, that's a good one. That'll be the first 20 minutes. Okay, what are we going to do for the rest of the film? Okay, how about he has a crazy neighbor who loves to party? Okay, yeah, let's do that for 20 minutes. Well, what next? I don't know. He finds someone who, has lost a leg or something, and he tries to help them, and eventually falls in love with them. Okay, let's do that for 20 minutes. What about the last 20 minutes? Let's do 20 more minutes, guys. Let's round it up. Yeah, let's just have it be about the environment. What? Yeah, let's just make it all about the environment. It's all about saving the world. And that's what they do. And there are, when you watch it, very clear distinctions between each section of the film. And they clearly couldn't bring themselves to actually write a full script on any one of those ideas, so they just did them all one after the other. Wasn't a good movie. Don't watch it.